Dr. Charles Richard Drew, known throughout the medical community as the father of the blood bank, was a renowned surgeon and pioneer in the preservation of life-saving blood plasma. A native of Washington, D.C., born in 1904, Dr. Drew graduated from Amherst University and received his medical degree and Master of Surgery degree from McGill University College of Medicine in Montreal, Canada. A few years later, he earned a doctorate from Columbia University, becoming the very first African American to earn a medical doctorate from Columbia. It was at Montreal Hospital where his interest in transfusion medicine began, and his subsequent doctoral thesis laid the groundwork for the development of blood banks as we know them today. Through this work, Dr. Drew was able to develop and supervise the Blood for Britain project, collecting donated blood in America, processing and storing it in large sealed quantities, and shipping it to England, where it was used for injuries sustained during World War II. His program became the model for the Red Cross to mass produce dried plasma in New York and for the National Blood Donor Service. Among his innovations were bloodmobiles, mobile blood donation trucks with refrigerators. This was the work that sealed his reputation as a medical pioneer and earned him the title Father of the Blood Bank. Ironically, though, the Red Cross excluded African Americans from donating blood, thus making Dr. Drew himself ineligible to participate in the very program that he established. The policy was later modified to accept donations from Blacks. However, the institution upheld racial segregation of blood, which Dr. Drew openly criticized as unscientific and insulting to African Americans. In the early 40s, Dr. Drew returned to Washington, serving as head of the Department of Surgery at Howard University, one of the nation's premier historically Black colleges and universities. His mission? To train young African American surgeons who would meet the rigorous standards in any surgical specialty and place them in strategic positions throughout the country where they could, in turn, nurture the tradition of excellence. Dr. Drew believed this would be his greatest and most lasting contribution to medicine. On April 1st, 1950, Dr. Drew died in North Carolina after falling asleep while driving to a conference. He was given a blood transfusion at an all-white hospital, but succumbed to his injuries. As a pillar in the halls of African American medical history, Dr. Drew's mission to train those who walked in his footsteps and nurture the tradition of excellence serves as an inspiration for me, professionally as well as personally. Whether it's working directly with patients, teaching medical school students, establishing standards of care for juvenile detainees, or advocating on behalf of the people of Illinois and promoting health equity, there is a standard of excellence that must be maintained. It is a standard that affords human dignity to all, regardless of race, ethnicity, age, gender, or orientation. It's a standard that strives to establish equal treatment and care for everyone. It is a tradition and standard that I was taught and that I am compelled to pass on to the next generation. Thank you, Dr. Drew, for your legacy of service and excellence.